The best expert in the room is almost always the most invisible one. Not because you're quiet, because you've gone numb to the one thing that makes you incredible. You've done it so many times that it stopped feeling like anything. And the thing that stops feeling like anything to you becomes a thing you never talk about. So your client, your ideal audience, your customer never hears it, and you lose. Let me tell you about Eddie, because Eddie almost cost himself everything, and he had no idea he was doing it. Eddie, military attorney, 20 years in, he advised a 3-star general in charge of more than 300,000 soldiers. And here's my favorite thing about Eddie. One time he went up against one of the biggest law firms in Washington, D.C. 16 of their attorneys on one side of the case, Eddie and one other guy on the other side. 16 against 2. And Eddie won. He recovered $162.5 million. 16 lawyers on one side, 2 on his, $162 million recovered. Then Eddie goes to interview for his next job. He's getting out of the military and going into the private sector. He bombs. He bombs the interview, completely bombs it. So I ask him what happened, and he tells me he talked about being a government attorney. That's how he described himself in the room. A boring government attorney. His words, not mine. I think those were his words. And I said, Eddie, wait, what about everything you just told me? 16 lawyers, the money. And you know what he said to me? He said, yeah, but that's just my job. Just my job. And that sentence right there is the most expensive sentence in the business. That's just my job. That's just what I do. Anybody could do that. That is the sound of your $2 bill getting thrown in the tip jar by the one person who should be protecting it. You. And I hear this constantly. The person who saved a company and calls it a rough year we got through. The person who built something from nothing while raising a family and shrugs. Everybody's busy. The one who has quietly made a dozen other people successful and waves it off like it was the weather. All of them sitting on the biggest thing about them, calling it nothing. And I know you do this too. I promise that you do. Somewhere in your story, there's a number, a moment, a result, some scar that would make a stranger lean all the way in. And you've trained yourself to skip right over it. Not because you're humble, because you've said it to yourself so many times that it went great. Familiarity is the thief here. The thing you've seen every day for 20 years stops looking like anything at all. Here's what was happening to Eddie. He walked into that interview and led with, I'm a government attorney. The most forgettable sentence he could have picked. And he left the 16 lawyers, the $162 million completely out. Why? Because to him it was old news. That was just another Tuesday. It was boring. He led with the same thing everybody in his fields lead with and buried the one story that would make a stranger sit straight up in their chair. Couldn't see it. And that's not a knock on Eddie. That's every single one of us. One of you. You cannot read the label from inside the jar. You're standing in the middle of your own life, and the thing that would stop a stranger cold is the thing you've walked past 10,000 times. So we got on a call and fixed it. We didn't add anything fake. We didn't invent a thing. I said, Eddie, nobody else walking through the door can say that they sat across the table from a firm 16 lawyers deep and beat them. That is not a line on a resume. It's a story only you can tell. I saw it. I heard it. I heard it click right there on the phone. And we rebuilt his whole positioning around the truth he'd gone numb to. He went on a few more interviews, and he walked out with offers that same day. His words to me were night and day. Nothing about Eddie changed. He didn't get smarter over the weekend. He didn't get a new skill. It was the same person, same experience, same $162 million he'd had the whole time. The only thing that changed was that somebody stood outside the jar and read the label back to him. Now, I want you to do something just a little uncomfortable. I want you to think about your own just my job. The thing you do that you think is no big deal, the results you got that you never mentioned because it feels like bragging, or because it was a long time ago, or because in your head everybody can do it. The story you skip because you've told it to yourself so many times it went gray. That thing, that's not nothing, that is very likely the exact thing. The most valuable asset you own is the one you've been trained by your own boredom to ignore. And I need you to understand what's costing you to keep it buried. It's not neutral. Every day that number stays out of your story, you are showing up to the fight with one hand tied behind your back. You are letting people compare you to folks who aren't in your league because you handed them nothing to tell you apart. You're negotiating a price because price is the only lever left when nobody can see what makes you different. Eddie was one sentence away from multiple job offers, and he almost walked into those rooms and left the sentence at home. How many rooms have you walked into and left your best thing at home? Not because you don't have it, because you couldn't see it was worth carrying. That's the whole reason the marquee exists. You are Eddie. I mean that with love. You are sitting on your own version of $162 million. And you're calling it just another day, another Tuesday. And you will keep calling it Tuesday until somebody whose entire job is finding the story. And finding the story of that person when they sit across from you and say, stop, go back, say that again. The marquee, it's a live class. It's the founding class. You get 2 live half days with me, then 4 weeks of live coaching. We'll find your $2 bill, the thing you've gotten numb to, and we build it into a story, a single sentence that ends the comparison, a real origin video, and a content system in your voice. You leave with the finished pieces in your hands. This is the founding group, so it's the lowest price it will ever be, and it's capped at $25. I'm in the room with you. And guess what, founding members, you get a seat for life, free retakes forever, and bring a partner seat so someone you love comes with you at no cost. And I put my own skin on the line because I believe this that much. Show up to the first day, do the one exercise with me, and if you walk out without a real candidate for your $2 bill, email me before day 2, and I'm gonna refund every dollar. You risk one afternoon, I risk 25 years of reputation. That's how sure I am that your Eddie moment is in there. In 25 years, I have never met the person who didn't have one. The founding doors close Wednesday, this Wednesday at midnight. So get on it. You got 5 days. Go to marquee.bradholzman.com. That's HOLC with a C as in Charlie, MAN. And read the page like it's about you, because it is. Your Eddie moment is sitting right there and you've been walking past it for years. Let's go read your label together. Sign up before Wednesday. See you tomorrow. Don't be the best. Be the only. Be the $2